A clip on ABC News. Title: Who qualifies for the potential 2000 tariff dividend? Here's what to know. Questions abound about who qualifies and whether enough funds are available, by Max Zah, Z-A-H-N, published on the 10th of November. I wouldn't go out spending that money yet. Again, Trump is totally clueless. President Donald Trump over the weekend vowed to provide each American a $2,000 dividend to be distributed from what he said was tariff revenue. Now, he doesn't understand that it's the American people that are paying the tariffs. Guy's a dope. A dividend of at least $2,000 per person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone, the president wrote on social media Sunday in part. Within hours, however, Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett cast doubt on the plan, saying the payout could merely refer to tax savings enshrined by Trump's signature domestic spending measure. A tariff dividend may come in lots of forms, Bassett told ABC News this week on Sunday, adding that he had not spoken with Trump about the proposal. The idea of a potential tariff dividend reminiscent of pandemic-era stimulus checks has raised questions about who would qualify and what to make of the Trump administration's mixed signals about the proposal. Some economists question whether the dividend is achievable with available tariff funds. Here's what to know about the proposed 2000 tariff dividends. What is a dividend? The term dividend typically describes a payout to individual shareholders funded by the company's profits. In this case, the concept functions in a similar fashion, indicating payouts to Americans that are funded by tax raises by Trump's far-reaching tariffs. The proposal mirrors the 3 stimulus checks mailed to Americans during the pandemic, 2 of which were authorized by Trump. Those 3 payments totaled as much as $3,200 per tax filer, as well as $2,500 per child, according to the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee, a watchdog established by Congress. What did Trump say about a potential 2000 tariff dividend? Trump announced a policy proposal in a brief message on social media on Sunday morning, focused on tariff-related tax revenue. People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation. How come we're getting a 2.8% raise on Social Security if there's no inflation? Most respected country in the world that no one wants to visit anymore, with almost no inflation. A record stock market price, 401s are highest ever, the president wrote. A dividend of at least $2,000 per person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. The message did not specify who would qualify for the payout or how the policy would operate. Who would qualify for the 2000 dividend? It is not clear who would qualify for the payout, though Trump said the measure would exclude high-income people. The pandemic-era stimulus check enacted by Trump were made available to individuals bringing in as much as $75,000 per year, and couples earning up to $150,000. Beyond those benchmarks, higher earners were eligible for smaller payments. Last year, median U.S. household income was $83,730, the Census Bureau found. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe it's that high. Did Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett cast doubt on the dividend checks? Hours after Trump's announcement, Bassett appeared to throw cold water on the likelihood of a tariff-related dividend check. On Sunday, Bassett suggested the 2000 savings may indeed be rooted in a tax cut previously enshrined by Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill legislation, which he signed into law on July 4th. It could be just the tax decrease that we're seeing on the president's agenda. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. deductibility, and auto loans. Those are all substantial deductions that are being financed in the tax bill, Bassett told ABC News this week, Sunday. The real goal of tariff is to rebalance trade and make it more fair, Bassett added. The dueling remarks from Trump and Bassett comes days after the Supreme Court heard arguments about whether a president has the constitutional authority to unilaterally levy tariffs, arguing on behalf of the Trump administration. Solicitor General John Sauer downplayed the revenue-raising components of the policy, saying that tariffs do not encroach upon the tax power afforded to Congress under the Constitution. The fact that the tariffs raise revenue is only incidental, Sauer told the justices. Has the U.S. raised enough tariff revenue to fund the $2,000 checks? If Trump were to make dividend payments available to anyone earning $100,000 or less, the policy would reach about 150 million Americans, amounting to roughly $300 billion in dividends. Erica York, a policy expert at the Tax Foundation, said in a post on X. As of September 30th, the federal government has generated $195 billion in tariff-related revenue, according to the Treasury Department. By that math, the estimated $300 billion cost of the dividend check proposal would far exceed the amount currently available in tariff revenue. When factoring in only revenue generated by Trump's new levies and deducting some negative bureaucracy impact from those policies, York estimated net tariff revenue of only $90 billion, falling even shorter than the $300 billion required. Moreover, depending on how the Supreme Court may rule regarding Trump's legal authority to levy tariffs, the White House may be forced to return tens of billions of dollars in revenue to importers who paid the tax, the Committee for the Responsible Federal Budget found. In theory, however, the Trump administration could promise to pay the dividends from anticipated tax revenue. The Treasury Department has forecast $3 trillion in tariff revenue over the next decade. Should the Trump administration choose that route, the dividend payment would add to the federal debt, which currently stands at over $38 trillion. The guy's a complete idiot. That's why he went bankrupt 6 times. Again, don't be spending money you don't have yet, because you ain't going to get this. There isn't enough tariff money to pay it. Pass it along, folks. I can't do this alone. And thanks for listening.